Because he's got balls. Jeez, what the fuck's wrong with you? I know Austrians are cunts. What the fuck is wrong with you? Because he's got a pair of sacks. If you're a world-class salesman like I am, you assume the close. You assume the fucking sale. Not like this dipshit. You assume the sale. You don't think about, what if he says this? What if he says that? You don't take no for an answer. Muhammad Ali was talking shit before he was great. When he was Cassius, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest. For those of you old enough. I've been talking positive shit since I'm 7, 8, 9 years old. But my father was a superhero. Unlike whoever dipshit your father was. There's more to having kids than sticking your dick in a flabby old snatch and conceiving something. The Spartans put all the babies less than 7 years old that weren't fit in a pit and let them die. Well, none of you be here. Most of the people that attend this seminar should have rolled down their fat mama's leg and been one of the 400,000 that didn't make it. What value have you added to the world? None. And that's why, as soon as you walk into that first board meeting, the other 8 or 9 or 10 guys and gals are going to see clearly, what the fuck is this cunt doing here? It'll take them about 1/1,000,000th of a microsecond. But we show you how to get around that. First of all, you don't meet them until you got, like Pavlov's dog, you got some food for them first and hope that they don't chop your hand off. But we go through all that. He assumed the close. It's called power closing. And to the best of my knowledge, nobody's teaching it anymore. Back in the 70s and 80s, they had such courses. They don't anymore. Because now they're considered politically offensive. Nah, bullshit. I may be right, but I'm never in doubt. This all should sound familiar to you, you fucking morons. Just like you guys. Ruthless. Oh, God, you're good man-eaters. This is not a turnaround model. If cash flow doesn't cover debt service, fuck you and the whore you wrote in on. It's the antithesis of a turnaround model. He didn't know a fucking thing about the products. He didn't know dick. And you're still trying to learn. You still don't believe that you don't have to know shit. You still don't believe that the fact that you know something about it is going to be a hindrance to you. You don't believe that. Most of his shit didn't work when he brought it to market, which I find the most amusing. And look at you. You're still looking for perfection. Most of the decisions I've made hundreds of millions and I've created billions with, you'd still be spreadsheeting. 3, 5, 10 months later, 5 years later, 25 years later, because you're a cunt. And you're afraid of being wrong, and you're afraid of what other people will think of you, and you're afraid of making a mistake. Why do I say run towards the gunfire and kill every cocksucker? Metaphorically. The seminary boy. Were you embarrassed? Oh, I wanted to die. I was afraid she was going to move her hand over and feel the wet. Now just think about that. Jesus Christ. Fuck. But that's you. That is you. I've never hesitated in any decision that I can remember. None. Let alone asking some fucking quack, some slag for a date. That is just so overwhelmingly, it makes my dick shrivel. And says that, you want to blow me? I didn't hesitate doing that. So why would I hesitate asking her out for a date? When I say I'm going to fuck you up, I mean it. There's fear when they hear my name. They're fucking cowards. They're afraid of getting killed. That's why. But it fits the mold for pulling the fucking trigger, taking action. And at the end of the day, that's all that counts. Most people in this room would not say shit if it was in their mouth. How's it worked out for you? It hasn't. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. When you think the state of the human race is that you got to come here and listen to an old fucking psychopath berate you, humiliate you, demean you, I'm telling you, it's over. If I'm the only motherfucking choice you've got, you're fucked. If some of you still won't do it. Ergo, must mean you don't want it bad enough. There's a painting up there where I'm dragging 3 people across the line. One's an Asian, one's a black, and one's a white. And Sally says I have a bad back because I've been dragging people for 30 years across the goal line. And they don't want to go, do they? You don't want to go either. You're just flapping your fucking vagina lips, pretending you want to go. But you really don't. When it gets down to when old flabby ass here, Aristotle Jr., he ain't going to want to do this shit. Absolute. Fucking bold-headed Dutchman. I already know he won't do it. There's not anybody in this room that will follow 100% the 7 steps and all the nuances. QLA for Dummies, we started 3 or 4 years ago. We get calls every week. Well, where do I start? Motherfuck. How serious can I take your feedback when you're a lazy cocksucker? And the Dutch are lazy. The fact that I'm still here, nobody believes I'm still here almost 30 years later. Pounding my fucking head on the fucking brick wall. I'm a stubborn motherfucker. I'm more stubborn than you're stupid. Their education is anything other than half-assed. Doesn't mean anything. What has it done for you so far? I'll look at it the other way. Zero. Nothing. You're still losers. Pleasers. You rather be liked than effective. Don't you fucking get it? How many fucking times do I have to scream it? Simon the Bell. And he's going to say at the end, guys, it's fucking hard. And he's doing multi-billion-dollar deals. It's fucking hard. Because it is. I made them all rich. Big time rich. Perception is reality. If you don't have any sales skills and you're not enthusiastic, this is going to be a tough motherfucker for you. But you got to believe in you. You got to have faith in you. I'm amused when you said that, I've got your back and I've got your six. You don't know what the fuck that means. Are you willing to go to jail for your best friend? No. I won't even ask if you're willing to die. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But your chairman better have your back. Otherwise, you're fucked. All the big accounting firms have law firms attached now. You're not using their law firms. They said we can handle everything under one roof. Fuck them. Because there is no such a thing as a Chinese wall. And if you don't think the lawyers and the accountants of KPMG don't talk, you're a moron. And they're going to sell hard because they get extra brownie points if they suck you into both of those. Just explain to me how there's no conflict between you sitting here on the 7th floor as an accountant and your colleague on the 9th floor who's in the law. Explain to me how there's no conflict between you two guys. Explain to me. They got a whole fucking speech and I just laugh. How old are you? 43 years old? And you can say that with a straight face? You lying cocksucker? And some people say, I'm not used to being talked to that way. Well, get out of the fucking room then. Don't let the door hit you in your flabby ass on the way out. I still talk that way. How do I get away with talking that way? How? Because I'm right. And I don't give a fuck what they think. And when we talk about financing, we're not going to cross-collateralize. Acquisition 1 is in a separate company. Acquisition 2 is in a separate company. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 28. So if number 8 tanks, it doesn't take down 1 through 7. And the banks will lick your ass to get you to cross-collateralize because that makes their job easier. And they're going to want your house, your cars, your secret chalet you keep your mistress, the apartment you bought your daughter that you didn't tell your wife about. All is collateral. And you say, no, 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 go fuck yourself. I can find a corporate accountant or a corporate lawyer in about 100 millionth of a second. They're a commodity. Hope springs eternal, but hope is not a strategy. For some of you, hope and prayer are strategies. Prayer is not a strategy. Who prays the most? The poor. And how's that program worked out for you? I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I'm telling you it's a fact. It's hardly worth bothering to knock the price down 100 grand. I'd knock it down $1 million and let him cry his way back up to, I only knock it down 500,000. Your offers are embarrassing. To begin with, all of a sudden you soften up because you still want to be liked. So you think you've heard someplace in Canada there's such a thing as a win-win deal. There's no fucking win-win deal. Somebody gets fucked and somebody's putting the Vaseline back. That's it. And if you're not going to take advantage of the situation, go to somebody else's seminar and say their fucking program doesn't work. But you want all the paperwork to be major shareholder friendly, not shareholder friendly. Because shareholder friendly means the other 9 board members. And if you do that, when you do that, you'll never get in trouble. It's harder for them to throw you out. And when we're off camera, I'll give you the secret fucking sauce. When you jump on them with seller financing, you trick fuck them, they go, we're nuts. Fuck, they're thinking, why did I give this guy 120 days for LOI and we're gonna get the deal down in 9 days? But as soon as the deal is agreed, subject to finance and due diligence, you're on them like stink on shit because you don't want them changing shit. And I used to have a clause, which is not agreed to too many times anymore. I can come anytime in the next 15 days and show up. You show up when they're not expecting you, you have no fucking idea what it is. And all of it's good for us and bad for them. You go to your, for those of you that have some bullshit employees, and let's say you're used to going into the office Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Go in Tuesday. You'll fire everybody. And I have. I've closed down operations on thousands of employees. You won't believe it. I showed up in Bangalore, had 800 and some employees. He calls in his phone. I hear this like rock and roll, disco, bam, 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 bam. I mean, sex, drugs, and fucking rock and roll. Everybody, the managers, the regional managers, they got girls dancing on the fucking desks because we were supposed to be out of the country. But we came back early. I mean, I'm telling you, you have no idea whether it's Dutch, Serbian, fucking Japanese, is insulting to me. Jesus Christ, how fucking ignorant. Are you imbeciles? Yes, the truth of the matter is you're an imbecile. And P.T. Barnum was right. There's a sucker born every minute. Actually, there's a sucker born every second, every microsecond now with the internet. I'm one of the only guys that, as wealthy as I am, that didn't make any money on real estate. I don't believe in real estate. You know, the old saying used to be, God only made so much land. Fuck God. What do you mean God only made so much real estate? If he was so smart, fucking prayer would work. This is old-time religion. When you flip a thumper, you own him. And if you don't think it's easy, it won't happen. If you don't think it's easy, it won't fucking happen, Baldy. And I already know you don't think it's easy. I can see it in your fucking grim, Scottish, cheap fuck face. If you don't believe it, it won't happen. I'm telling you. There's a lot of misnomers, half-truths, myths out there. And QLA, when you follow the steps correctly, breaks many conventional wisdoms, many myths, urban myths. And yet you find a way to step on your dick and lose control, even though you have more than 50% of the company. And you wonder why I talk about self-sabotaging activities. It's almost impossible to lose control of a company in the free world if you've got more than 50%. Just imagine 14 years old where you might be today. You can't even imagine. It's beyond your fucking comprehension. It's scary. And for those of you that have kids older than 8 or 9, don't go back and try to do this. Is bullshit. Unless you have really immature kids, they're past it. You already fucked them up. Don't waste your fucking time. You'll only confuse them. Better you put a bullet in their fucking head, metaphorically speaking, of course. They're dead, and you should feel guilty. And that should be one of your fucking biggest regrets, that you fucked your kids up, just like your parents fucked you up. But you want to meet with credit officers who can approve a credit, not some dipshit. And what's your personal lending limit? Is that secured or unsecured? And now they're going to start sweating. Some will start crying, and they'll say, excuse me, and they'll leave, and somebody senior will come in. This is all part of the game. You want them to understand you're not a Nimrod that just came from somebody else's seminar. You're putting them on their back foot on purpose. Your whole life has been directed at not making people uncomfortable. This is the antithesis of that. You want them to sweat. You want them to cry. You want them to bring in a senior guy. You want them to piss themselves. And for some of you, that will be very, very difficult. But it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. There are no employment problems. There are employment problems, between your ears because you've been inundated with this horse shit. Yes, you can break unions. I have. Why is Amazon fighting so hard not to unionize? Are you stupid? And of course, the stupid Nazi says, Emerson, we're the Emerson. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows what they're saying. They use the wrong words, and they're all getting rich but you. That would stick in my craw. That would piss me off. Oh, my wife would never turn on me. I trust my daughter. I go on. I've seen daughters cut the throat of their father in front of his brothers and sisters, leave him for dead to bleed out. I love when man turns on man because it validates what? We're through. Of course, now in this country, in Scotland, the poor old people my age have to worry about do they eat or do they heat. Now that's a shitty place to be in life when you're 75, 80 years old. And the government, as they say, has fucked it all up. And Boris the baboon should have been thrown out a long time ago. They're all not worth a shit. And when I ride on that fucking white horse into Parliament, vroom, 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 and the sergeant at arms is trying to pull me down off the horse, vroom, boom. And there's no law against swearing in Parliament. We already checked. Fuck, cunt, shit were part of the vocabulary. It's never been changed. It doesn't fucking matter. Don't you get it? It doesn't matter, you fucking morons. He stuck it up his ass and set it on fire. It doesn't matter. You ask mostly all the wrong questions. They don't give a fuck. Double murderer. Got him. Don't you understand? A double murderer. Did they check his fucking credit? But he didn't lie on the fucking banking documents. He did it 7 years. Why he only got 7 years for double murder? That's a whole other subject that I could pontificate, from now until Christmas. And a third of the time because the prisons are too full. So that's a whole other thing. It's easy peasy. Bam, 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 bam. That's all horseshit to me. See, that's disingenuous bullshit to me. But that's what they want to hear. And yes, I did choke people. God damn it. But I'm here and you're there. And I did beat Bo Valley almost to death, take him to court. And it was a source of deals for me for 15 years. To the extent that you want generational, if you came here and you weren't interested in generation, you wasted your fucking money. So the question is, the only question is not that the system works or not. Can you make a system work for you? That's the only fucking question. You go to the fucking Google, big 5 law firms. You're gonna have to get off your dead, wrinkly ass and call on the fucking phone. You. Nobody's gonna do it for you. I mentioned it yesterday, thinking outside the box, right? That's a cheap fucking cliche. But this is outside the box. There's nothing in the box in this motherfucker. To structure that there's only one guy that's gonna get super rich. That's you. Nobody else. This dog doesn't hunt without you getting super rich. There is no other model like this. And you put up nothing. And there's nothing immoral, illegal. You didn't put these people in these dire positions. You didn't. 10, 20, 40, 80 years of their inactivity and their fucking stupidity as a family put them there, not you. You're their motherfucking savior. I'm not telling you you're wearing a cross on your chest, but I mean, you are legitimately their fucking savior. Amen. Praise Allah. Just make me fucking empty. I don't want to go through the voting process. Just make me fucking empty. Because I am God on earth. Because when I can take pieces of shit like this and make them rich, there's nobody even remotely close to me. Not even remotely close. So you've got an opportunity to either use this or not. It's bad to say it's a negotiation because it's not. It's our way or the fucking highway. From my lips to Allah's ears, it'll change your fucking life forever. You don't come a day early, but you leave before the event's over. See, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why do you waste your fucking money? Is it a cheaper ticket? No. You want to get back to your miserable fucking life? Why? Don't put on your kill. Don't waste the time. Just leave. I'm fucking serious. For the people that speak Spanish, this is what I mean by pendejo. I mean, Jesus Christ. And this is why they're poor. I'm coming. Get ready, you fucking cunts. Adios. Go fuck yourselves. Let's go, YouTube.